Xewani, welcome back to my channel, and yes, we used online money to buy a house. Yes. I am making so much noise and it's the night time. Hello new neighbors, it is I. Okay, I want to talk about how we made it happen because I want you to make it happen too. It's possible. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Somebody sent their testimony all the way from Zimbabwe, and I was so excited because she said to me, look Pertunia, I found out about Rev from you and I got started, and once I got started I started making some coin, but instead of just spending the coin, she started saving it. And on Christmas Eve, I think it was Christmas Eve, she bought herself a car, like a car, you guys, with money that she made on the internet sitting at home. Hello. I mean, I was so excited. I was like, wait, she could literally be using that car whether to drive herself around or maybe start a taxi service of some kind. But what I'm trying to bring across to you is that made a meaningful difference in her life. But I want to dive a little bit deeper into this subject, okay? I've been saying for the longest of times, look, all the side hustles are nice, but I want us to look at something bigger. Let's dream a little bigger and make those dreams come true. Okay, so you've been working on Rev. You have been teaching online. Whatever all the hustles are that you've been up to, now let's make them count, okay? You've been buying yourself coffee or paying a bit of your rent or whatever the case may be. Now I want us to take things to the next level. Make a bigger splash in the pool, so to say. All right. First of all, I was living in a smaller house. Neighborhood was great, and I couldn't really complain. It was lovely, but it was time to grow. My kids were growing, and the family is just getting bigger, and no, I'm not having another baby. Please do not be in my comments asking me that. When I say getting bigger, I mean the kids are getting larger, okay? Anyway, so we decided we wanted to move house, and now I started thinking, all right, I've been doing this and doing this and doing this, and it all kind of collects and comes into a pool. But how do we make it meaningful? Then I realized, hey, we can actually take this to the next level by simply getting organized. So I've got some tips for you, all right? I've got some tips that are gonna help you put things into perspective, because it doesn't have to be a house that you're gonna go get, but bigger, more meaningful assets. Things that are actually gonna change your life, things that are gonna change the lives of those around you. And that's what I wanna get into today. I'm not giving you some kind of qualified opinion. I'm telling you my experience, okay? The things that I did to help me make these giant strides, right? My main thing is my business, okay? So I run my videography business, and that's what I do more on a full-time basis. When I say full-time, I mean it takes up a lot more of my time. And then, as you know, I've got all my online hustles, okay? So I've got Google AdSense that's coming through. Thank you for watching this video. Click like, subscribe, and yes, when the adverts are playing, be nice. So there's the Google AdSense, and then when I have time, I do teach. I've spoken about that, link down below, okay? And another thing that I used to do a whole lot more, but not as much these days because she's busy, yo. Transcribing, okay? I transcribe for Rev. However, I don't do it as much, as often anymore. It's time consuming, okay? And I have gotten into some trading, some Forex trading, yes. People are gonna be like, Pertunia, talk to us. The video is coming, okay? I don't want to talk about it hypothetically and then people just go up like it's just a cloud of information that doesn't help you. So I will put together something that's going to be useful for you with regards to trading. We'll talk about it, okay? And then I also have some affiliates that I'm running. This is more of my passive income that's happening on the side there. Not as regular, but it's useful. So when it comes through, I'm like, yay, I'm paid, yay! Okay, so we'll talk about affiliates in another video where we can really get into the nitty-gritties. So I do have some drop shipping going on the side. We'll talk about that as well. Look, I like to make success stories first. Then when I'm talking to you with some kind of experience so I can be able to answer your questions. So that is also loading. So when you don't see me, just know I'm out there doing the most, digging for information, okay? I don't like to lead people into stuff and then halfway we're like, all right, stop that pass. No, okay? We talk about things that are meaningful and that actually last and do the things. Like I mentioned before, I don't do surveys and all those little what's and you put a lot of effort and you get nothing out, okay? I don't really do that. I did find one survey site and it worked out just boom like that. I was like, what? I'm gonna share about this. And besides that one, I really haven't found any others that were worth talking about as yet. I do get a little bit of money from investing, just a little. I dabble, just a little, okay? I wanna get comfortable enough for me to then go all in. Now, the first tip that I have for you is that all these side hustles that you've got going on, this one brings in that amount, this one brings in that amount. You find maybe you're making 1,000, 2,000, however amount of money you're making each week. Instead of withdrawing it every single week, because look, you're gonna spend it, okay? You're gonna buy something, you're gonna make that money work, but let's put it to work in a different way. This time, how about you let it sit until the end of the month? Then when the month ends, you withdraw the lump sum, okay, lump sum, into an account where you will be doing this regularly. With you doing that, you start creating a track record. Now your bank starts saying, oh, she actually deposits 6,000, 8,000, whatever. She deposits money into this account every single month. Now you start building a financial record to say, yes, I've got money coming in and this is how I'm spending it, etc. But that's important because if you're gonna go take that money and use it for something, or even ask a bank or any other entity to come through with a loan or whatever, they look at stuff like that. So that's my first tip. Let it pile up a little bit and then deposit it into one account. Preferably one that has your name on it, because that way you can put your name next to that bank statement and then you've got credibility, okay? Now, the second thing to think about is that now that money is coming in, that's not the only thing that banks and other entities are going to look at. They want to see your relationship with money. So you need to be well acquainted with your credit record. Look, every time I used to hear the words credit record, I used to think, wow, it means you either have like a shiny credit record where you don't owe anybody any money, or you've got a bad one, you've got bad debt, or whatever the case may be. But there's a little bit more to that story. My main challenge was that I didn't have any credit. So I hadn't borrowed from anybody in a very, very long time. I didn't owe anybody any money. I didn't have any clothing accounts, no cell phone account, nothing. And because over the years, I had just learned to just deal in cash. So I buy equipment cash, I bought my cars cash. Everything was just cash. And here I am thinking, yes, I'm doing the most. And now when I needed a credit record, there was no record. It just said, well, I'm out of the game, you know. And I didn't know there was going to be a disadvantage, but that became one, because they said to me, well, we don't know how you behave when you owe somebody money. Do you pay them back, or what's the story? So you need to build. Your main objective is to just find out where you are at. There are entities like ClearScore, Kudo, etc. that clump up all these credit bureaus for you, and you're able to kind of see your record on one platform. Your goal here is to find out, am I looking good? If I'm not, what do I need to do, or what can I do to improve it? Look, there are things you can do, okay? I know most times you just want to turn the opposite direction and run. You don't want to hear the bad news. But look, there's always something you can do. So, but what I did is I got my free report. I got an understanding of where I'm at. I asked for some advice from people who are qualified and said, look, I'm here, I want to get here, how do I do that? And they started telling me, look, maybe you can get a cell phone account or a clothing account. Don't go and like, you know, open an account for like 100 grand and then next moment, no, don't do that, because next thing you're borrowing money you cannot pay back. Don't do that. You're just trying to find strategic ways to bring your credit score up. So I got some good advice and I started implementing the strategies that they told me about. And hey, it worked. So you can do it too. Sometimes your challenge is something else. Maybe you've got bad credit. You need to talk to the people you've borrowed money from. Talk to them. They're not monsters. Well, Hey, that's that in perspective. But speak to them, find out from them, look, I'm trying to squash this debt. What can I do about it? They might give you a discount. They might work something out with you. But the point is, you need to be in a good place with them. You need for them to speak well of you, that look, she went through some challenges, but she came through and she spoke to us. She didn't just run off and just disappear. That's worse than, actually arranging with them and figuring something out, okay? The other thing is, if you might have a credit card or whatever, always look at your percentages of how much you have borrowed from all those entities. So if you have a credit card and you can actually use 1,000 Rand, they have all these percentages to say, oh, once you've used more than 600 Rand of that credit, ooh, you're not looking so good, so make sure you pay back a little bit. I'm not qualified to tell you all of this, but I'm giving you a heads up to go speak to somebody about it. Don't sit idle thinking, well, if I just ignore it, it'll go away. It won't, okay? And if you want to make big things happen, you're going to have to be proactive and take a stand and actually have the conversation so that we can take it to the next level. Now that money is rolling in month 1, month 2, month 3, you'd be amazed how much you can achieve in just 3 months. Guys, you'd be amazed. I was amazed. I was like, wait, what? Is that me? Is that my credit record shining like that? Looking good like that? Hey, what's up, credit record? How you doing? People are going to start knocking on your door. Hi, would you like to get a cell phone? Would you like a personal loan? This is where good decision making comes in, okay? There's good kinds of credit and not so great kinds of credit, right? You don't want to go out there and just dive into the first personal loan that they offer you. I'm pretty sure you can put that money to use the moment it's in your pocket, but think about it first. From my digging and my experience so far, I discovered that there are different types of loans, and the different types of loans affect your credit record in different ways. Two things that I noticed they're not really .comming on your credit record. They don't make it look so good. Are personal loans and temp loans. For some reason, and look, don't quote me on this, okay? Go and ask somebody at the bank. But temp loans somehow give some kind of reflection that you are desperate for quick cash right now, which means that they can't really trust that you'll be able to cope should they give you some kind of credit moving forward, okay? So they kind of hang 10 on you and say, well, let's wait for her to get herself in order and not needing quick cash, and then we can talk about a commitment of a home loan or vehicle loan or whatever, okay? And with personal loans, I really don't know why it affects it somehow in a negative way. It drops your score, but I just noticed that it does, okay? The things that seem to do a better work on your credit record are things like a cell phone account, a credit card that you service, that you actually do service regularly. You are making payments into it. Don't go spend people's money and disappear, y'all. Don't do that, okay? But basically, go and find out about the different types of credit that will be good for you, okay? Don't just go and say, well, they also told me I don't have any credit, so maybe I should just get a personal loan and then I'll be paying it off. No, that's not gonna help, okay? So you wanna get stuff that is gonna be working in your favor, okay? What do you do next? Do you buy a house and just move out? Do you buy a car and start rolling down the hood? Wait. Take a moment, breathe. Okay? I'm talking from a South African perspective, but I'm pretty sure this is a template you can use in a lot of other countries as well. We can customize. Talk to me about where you are at. Send me a message down below, and maybe you might have some insight that will help somebody else in your hood, okay? But I know in South Africa, there's this thing called the FLISP. I'm going to make another video to talk about this, but it's to help you buy property, especially people in lower income groups, etc. So you don't have to be earning top dollar to actually own property. And if you're going to buy that property, you want to take that and use it to move to the next level. So you could buy a property. It doesn't have to be huge. Rent it out while you are still at mom and dad's house. Don't move out. Don't move out. You'll thank me later. You could buy a property using FLISP and use that to earn yourself more money, and then fund another house and another house, or just fund the house you actually want to live in. Now, here's something that you really, really, really need to make sure you're on top of. Be in terms with the tax man, okay? Don't be running some shady scheme on the side, and then when you're having your fun, they're going to shut you down. You do not want that, okay? Find out information. Log on to the SARS or whatever your taxman's name is. Log on. Find out. What do they require from you? When do they need you to declare what? You want to make sure you are in good terms with them, because nothing is worse than now you're on a roll and then that stops you in your tracks because, hey, taxman is here to collect. No. So before you start sending lump sums into your accounts and sending monies and doing this, and then now they're like, yeah, you've been earning a salary, and make sure you know exactly what they require of you. If you've got time, guys, go into those offices, call them, whatever. Make sure you're finding out what you need to find out. You're better off with too much information than with too little. This is something that's possible. For me, it's possible for you, okay? It was not rocket science, and this is what I kept on talking about. The next level. We need to do such things. Me and you, all of us, together. Forward, upward. Thank you so much for stopping by. Like, subscribe, do the things, okay? Because now we're really getting into the things, okay? We're now going to talk about big things. So next video coming up. Down below, talk to me. I mentioned a lot of things, so I want to hear which one should I prioritize, because I've got half of all of these. Which one should I finish first? Now that we've moved in and I'm done, I'm good for it. Let's do it. This is my lounge back here, and what do you think? What do you think? I'm going to try different spots in the house. You just need to tell me, Pertunia, that's the one. Stay there. So next one, we'll do it in the office. And the following one, maybe we'll do it in the dining area, whatever, okay? I'm kind of giving you like a sneak peeks of where I live, okay? My address is, no, I'm not going to tell you. Nice try. All right, love you, bye.